In this video, I'd like to introduce you to just some of the Christmas markets here in Berlin. So stick around. Europe during the holiday season is a magical place, and I've always enjoyed visiting at this time of year. As a matter of fact, my first ever group trip when I first started my travel business was to the Central European Christmas markets. And this is when I fell in love with traveling to Europe in December. This video was made on a recent trip when I had an opportunity to spend an entire month in Berlin, a city I'd been to many times and had even considered moving to. Having been to Berlin a number of times before, I'd already done the typical sights, such as visiting the Brandenburg Gate, walking the East Side Gallery, hanging out on Museum Island, and learning about its incredible history and checkered past. On this trip, I wanted only to visit the Christmas markets, something I'd not yet had an opportunity to do as I'd never been in Berlin during that season. I started out by meeting my friends Audrey and Dan, two fellow Americans who've lived in Berlin for many years and whom I'd met when we all spoke at a conference in Cairo back in 2011. Audrey suggested we meet at Gendarmenmarkt and check out its Christmas market, and this was a great idea, and I even came back another time to meet and hang out with my college buddy, also named Dan. I got there a bit early to capture some video before they arrived, and I was blown away by the beautiful setting. A small market by most standards, this one still offered every kind of food you could imagine, from a variety of cheeses to roasted nuts, chocolate-covered pretzels and candies, gingerbread, freshly grilled sausages, and so much more. I'm at the Christmas market at Gendarmenmarkt, and this is going to be outstanding. I can't wait to show you what I'm seeing here. One of my favorite things to do in winter in Europe is to hang out and drink Glühwein, and this is the perfect place to do that, so let's find a good place to do it. Glühwein typically comes in both red and white varieties, and although there are a number of ways of making it, it has several basic ingredients. And so it's a mulled wine. You get it in these special sort of commemorative souvenir glasses. It costs €3 deposit, so you can get your deposit back if you want, or you can keep the glass for €3. Each market has a different glass, and so they're definitely collectible if that's something that interests you. So, cheers. Salute. There are, of course, a number of restaurants at each market, as food is a big part of the reason for coming. Most are stands run by private vendors, but you can also take time out to sit in a semi-permanent restaurant, many complete with kitchen, fireplace, indoor seating, and full bar. I love to eat the freshly made sausages that are cooked on huge round grills above an open fire and simply served on an all too small but crisp piece of bread and a choice of ketchup or mustard. Mustard only is definitely my favorite way to indulge, and the cost is about €4 per sausage. At Gendarmenmarkt, there's live entertainment, and when I was there, a man was playing both holiday favorites and other popular tunes throughout the evening. I also had a chance to visit the market held at the base of the Kaiser Wilhelm Memorial Church. I'd call it a medium-sized market with many of the same food and drink options as the others in town, with a setting that is also spectacular. Built with a Romanesque revival architecture, construction on the church started in 1891 and it was officially opened in 1895. However, in 1943 it was badly damaged in a bombing raid during World War II. To recall the war, the damaged spire of the old church has been retained and its ground floor made into a memorial hall, and it's become a symbol of West Berlin and is nicknamed by Berliners Der Hohle Zahn, meaning the hollow tooth. Finally, located near Alexanderplatz, right at the base of Berlin's iconic TV tower and directly in front of the beautiful Rotes Rathaus, or Red Town Hall, I found the biggest and most varied market of the ones I've visited. There's a beautifully lit and very colorful Ferris wheel that spins throughout the day and evening. When I first arrived, there was hardly any line at all to ride it. But as the evening went on and the crowds increased, the lines lengthened and there was a wait to board. There's also an ice skating rink for those who are a bit more adventurous, as well as a toy train that a lot of young families seem to enjoy riding. Of the 3 markets I visited, 2 were free and only one at the Gendarmenmarkt required a €1 entry fee. And that's after they checked each and every person for their vaccination status and backup ID. So be sure to have those with you. And you should know that masks are required when not eating or drinking. Each market also offers plenty of options for buying winter clothing items, jewelry, handicrafts, holiday ornaments and decorations, as well as a variety of other items. And at a number of stalls, you can also find beautifully decorated gingerbread cookies, many in the shape of hearts. All the markets I attended were cash only, so make sure to bring enough euros to enjoy your time, as no credit cards were accepted. Well, that's all I have for this week, but before you go, make sure you check out my recent video called Tips for Traveling During COVID. I really think you'll find it useful. Last but not least, be sure to look for a link in the description if you'd like to purchase this t-shirt or any of my other designs at one of my online stores. There are lots of options, as I have pandemic, continental drifter, photography, and travel specific stores that you can peruse. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to check out my other ones here on the channel. Next, share it with others and give it a big thumbs up. Finally, be sure to check out my latest physical books on Amazon. They make great gifts. And remember, drifters, life's too short not to travel.